cool. Well, this is Matthew Gooley, and we're talking to Ernie Hudson here. You know him from Ghostbusters, from Oz, Congo, The Crow, of course, and several other great films. And he's here at the Chiller Festival here at the dead of winter. And we'll talk to you briefly. But how did you start getting into film? Was it something you always wanted to do?
No, I think I tried a little bit of everything else, and I was in college and got a little frustrated because I couldn't find anything to get into. And then, you know, my ex-wife, who I'm no longer married to, but she said, "Why don't you just do the acting thing? You know, you've always sort of enjoyed that." And then I just sort of committed to it. And then once I really committed to it, I started making a living, and that's the only thing I've done in the last, 40 years.
So you started out in California?
I started out in Michigan, in Detroit. I was at Wayne State, and after I left Wayne State, I got a scholarship to Yale. I went to Yale in Connecticut, and then went to California, did a couple of films, went to University of Minnesota for a while, and then pretty much been based in LA. Even though I've worked a lot in New York. We shot Oz here in New York. We shot Basketball Diaries here in New York. Shot The Cowboy Way in New York. So I come back to New York for work, but California's always been sort of home.
Yeah, so both coasts have been friendly to you, but California is the place where you've made the most success, I guess.
Yeah, California is where you gotta sort of. I have my wife, like a couple teenagers. You gotta settle someplace. But I love being here in New York. Well, I love traveling around. Most things are on location anyway. So.
Does your family travel with you if you go for a film project?
Not as much. I mean, if the kids aren't in school, they'll come. We're up in Vancouver doing Stargate last summer. I shot a lot of stuff up in Canada. I shot a movie up there with Matthew Perry that's coming out called The Ron Clark Story. We shot up in Canada. But, we travel around a bit. So if they're not in school, they're with me. But, with school, it's hard for them to travel.
Well, that's very cool. Has the acting bug caught on to them at all yet, or...?
My oldest son is an actor. He was on the 3rd season of Oz.
But one of our main themes in the show is soundtracks. So I just want to ask you a question about how you feel about soundtracks in film. Like, is it something you pay attention to a lot when you're watching a film? The music that's used?
Yeah, I think the music really helps to set a tone, especially if the music's right. So, yeah, it's very, very important. I mean, Ghostbusters, there's some scenes that it just sets the mood, it sets the tension. It's just great. Yeah, no, absolutely. I pay attention to the music. I mean, I love soundtracks too. I mean, buying the albums and you get the full songs, but just within the movie, as an element of the movie, I mean, it's great. And even when it's not there, I mean, the fact that it's absent creates a certain tension. So it's great.
Yeah, you definitely notice when there isn't music, and you want to hear the music to know what's going on. It kind of does tell you what's about to happen. I mean, the Ghostbusters, that theme, Ghostbusters, that whole theme is so well known. Not only around Halloween, just for that film. So being a part of that movie, and it's such I think a cultural icon in film, how has that shaped your career or shaped your outlook on celebrity life, I guess you could say?
Well, for me, it's okay. I mean, it's great. It's hard to say, an actor never knows why he's working, and he never knows why he's not working. I can't say that doing Ghostbusters really boosted my career, and suddenly I was, because that didn't happen. On the other hand, I can't say that it hurt my career. So, it's just a job. You take it day by day and, be thankful for, what you get. I've never really lacked for anything, so I guess it's all okay. But, I don't know. It's hard to make sense out of what all this means. I'm glad people like it, but, it's just a gig. I mean, it's not all that.